Okay, let's break down this landing page, learn some things that it can do better, some things you can steal from it, some things that you shouldn't steal from it, but you should learn from. It's for an indie hacker community and it's just getting started, so there's a lot to kind of critique and adjust, and hopefully you can take some of those and implement it into your websites. So let's go. First off, let's start with the most important section, the hero section, the H1, empower your indie journey. So when I see a phrase like this, especially when you use the word empower, I usually say that's not specific enough. If you are at a party and someone asks you, hey, what do you do? And you say, oh, I empower people's indie journeys, they're not going to know what you do. They're going to be confused. They're going to ask your friend later, like, hey, what did that guy do? What exactly was going on? So you need to be way more specific because, like, we know based on using tools like Hotjar or Clarity that most people are going to bounce after they view your hero section. So you have to be hyper focused right here and tell them exactly what's going on. So empower your indie journey is vague. It doesn't mention community, and it also doesn't mention like the main goal. People aren't joining this community because they want to be empowered, really. Like, at the end of the day, they want to make more money. They want to have a community that helps them make more money. So I put this through Claude and said, hey, give me 20 headlines. One of them that popped up was grow together, profit together. I think, that's not like the best headline in the world, but I think it's closer to what you really want to say, which is one, this is a community, and two, you're going to make more money if you join this community. We're all going to help each other make more money. So changing the headline to something a bit more benefit focused, less vague, I think would help. I think the subheading right here is pretty good. Like, it gives a good description of what exactly you're going to get. Next thing, you have two buttons. So you have the Join Now button, which brings you to the bottom, and you have the Learn More button. So the Learn More button just jumps down like 500 pixels. I don't really think that's necessary. Anytime you have more than one button, you're adding some friction, like, what do I want to do? And to have it just jump down right here such a short amount of time, really, if they want to learn more and they want to read the features, they're just going to scroll and read the features. Maybe on mobile, I could see the value, but again, really, if they want to learn more, they're going to just scroll. So I would just have one clear call to action right here, which is join now. Reduce some of the decision friction. I like that you have numbers. It's interesting. The numbers are kind of small. So you have 30 active members. People could see that as a pro or a con. Usually, if we had a product that did not have a large amount of something, we wouldn't add the numbers. But in this case, you could come at it from the angle of like, hey, it's not going to be this 500,000 person community where nobody knows each other and you're going to get lost. It's like it's a small, focused, active community. So in this case, I really like that you have numbers, and even though the number is small, it could be helping you because it makes it feel more close-knit. So that's the hero section. Let me see, did I forget anything? I think the menu, maybe you would benefit from making it sticky. So if you scroll, it stays here, and like even making this more of a button that kind of looks like that, so that when you're scrolling, you're right here and you make your decision, oh, I do want to join. Well, the menu's still here and you can click that join button to go all the way down. That's an interesting idea. And also the hover effects. So again, we've used a tool like Hotjar where we can see where people are clicking, and anytime something has a hover effect, people want to click on it, and I think it can add some frustration when you click on it and nothing happens. So I'm wondering if the hover effect is unnecessary or kind of aggravating, because when I hover over it, I'm like, oh, it should be clickable, but it's not. So that's the hero section, hover effects, etc. Let's go to our features. What did I write for our features? Okay. They're very website focused, business focused. What I mean by that is they're talking about what you do and not what the customer will get. So our features, you know, we're an active community. We're focused on building accountability. You really want to reframe these as benefits to joining your community. Like I'm sure you've heard the thing, benefits are better than features. People are not buying your or joining your community because of the features. They're joining it because of the benefits of those features. Like I didn't buy my Apple Watch because it tracks my activity. I bought it because I want to lose weight. Like at the end of the day, you're trying to get to the end goal. So I would kind of reword some of these and honestly take some of these first sentences and use those instead. Where like, okay, if I join this community, what will I get? I'll learn from real success stories. So use that. I'll stay accountable. Use an action word. I'll stay accountable. Turn your ideas into reality. Connect with like-minded people. Using an action word and kind of reframing them as more of the benefits I think would help as well. And you could even change this to like what you'll get, to change it from our to you versus us. So that's that section. What I remember say, I think this section is great. It's great that you have reviews because a lot of people launch their landing page without any sort of social proof at all. But you have multiple layers of social proof. You have it up here and you have it down here. I think it's maybe too long. I think maybe you should stick with 6, especially on mobile where like you're scrolling for a while down here to get through this section. I might keep it at 6. I also thought it was interesting that you link to these people. Normally, I would say never ever link away from your landing page because like the landing page is hyper focused on selling. And so you don't want them to go anywhere else and get lost. But I don't know if you want to, or if you said, hey, I'll link to your profile, or if you want to kind of show off who's in your community. I think at the very least, they should open in a new tab instead of opening in the same tab like they do right now, because that definitely increases the chance that somebody clicks on this link and never returns to your landing page. And I think that's it with that section. I really like it. I like the whole design of the site in general. Like, it's very clean. I know you mentioned, should I change the color from blue? I think somebody in the Twitter comments said, it's probably not important. And I agree with that. There's that famous case study where Google tested 40 different shades of blue to find the perfect one that converts the best. But that really only works if you're Google and you're sending millions and millions of people to your pages. I think most of the time, something like that is just not going to move the needle at all. Like from running hundreds of A/B tests, we know, or I know, small visual changes just don't really have a statistically significant difference. Usually you have to like combine a bunch of different visual changes to see a difference. And so anytime worrying about like, should I change the color? I think you should just focus on pushing more traffic to the page, because if you push more traffic to the page, it could be the ugliest combination of yellow, pink, and mauve, and it will convert because you're just creating so much demand before they even land on the page. So I think it's a clean site. I like the visuals overall. All right, last section. Choose your membership. This, we kind of call this a nothing phrase. Like there's nothing. It kind of goes back to the H1. It's not very specific. It doesn't mean much. Again, if you went to a party and told people that you take indie hacking journeys to the next level, it wouldn't mean anything. It wouldn't connect with anyone. So I would kind of cut that out. And it's also just like anyone can say that. It's not unique or a differentiator. I would just cut that out, and I would go back to the two things people want, which is a community and to make more profit. So I would do connect with like-minded entrepreneurs and generate more profit or something like that. And then down here, I think it's interesting that it's a one-time payment, but you don't mention that. I honestly assumed when I clicked on these links that it would be like a recurring subscription because it's kind of rare to see a one-time purchase community. So since it is a one-time purchase, I would point that out specifically because that's a benefit of joining your community over others. So I would mention that specifically. And let's see, anything else? No, I think this section looks good. I like how you have the kind of comparison price, and you have two different ones to make, this one look like more of a deal or this one look like more of a discount. I think it's all good stuff. If you were to add anything, let's see. There's this really good landing page template that I look at all the time. So, and you have a lot of this stuff, but what are things you would add? Well, if you have people emailing you asking the same questions over and over, maybe you add an FAQ after the last section where you have the pricing. You could also add an old way versus new way where, indie hacking before joining this community, which is a struggle and you're lonely and you're not accountable and you hop from one idea to the other, versus the new way once you join the community and you're hyper focused and you have people to talk to, etc. Or another thing that isn't on this template but is in a lot of templates is the founder note. So if you've seen hey.com, have a long sales page, but at the end, at the very bottom, they have a note from Jason, who is the CEO, and he kind of tells a story, explains why they created this product. I'm assuming you have a similar story where you created this because you didn't have a community and you wanted people to talk to, or maybe you just did it to make money. That's fine. But if you do have a story about why this product was created, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to write something out like this at the bottom. It makes you look way more human, more relatable. People trust people at the end of the day way more than they trust companies. And so if you can make your landing page more human, it's usually a good idea. So I would consider writing out a little note that says, hey, I'm one of the people in the community. This is why I created it. This is the hole it fills in the indie hacker journey. So that is that. Those are all my notes. Again, I really like it. I like the colors. The site speed, I checked the site speed. It's incredible. You can tell you didn't build this on like WordPress or Webflow, and it's very clean. So hopefully this helps. If any of this was confusing or needs more clarification, please let me know. Thanks.